Om Shanti, good morning everyone. Let's now invite our beloved Baba with love and then we will listen to his divine words. Everyone, please call upon Baba with great affection. The ultimate goal that you have set for your life. We will reflect on the goal of this Brahmin life, the very reason we have devoted ourselves to Baba. We will reaffirm this purpose in Baba's presence. On this special occasion of Women's Day, I offer my warmest congratulations to you all, and may every soul reflect the divine essence of God. As beloved children of Baba, we can truly find contentment and happiness by wholeheartedly embracing our roles as Kumars. We have been incredibly blessed and fortunate throughout our lives. All the teachers we have met throughout our journey, we have encountered them in various roles, such as mothers, friends, and teachers. Here, we have been incredibly fortunate to have Nirmala Didi as a guardian, and even now, our lives have always been blessed to be in such safe and secure hands. In essence, they fulfill incredibly vital roles for everyone they interact with. A woman, whether she embraces the role of a mother, a teacher, a companion, or a friend in any aspect of her life, that can change your entire life. Friends are present too, but they also understand that there are times when our lives may not align with our meditation practice. If you encounter someone who supports you like a friend, nurtures you like a mother, or assists you in any way, they can shield you from numerous difficulties. In one way or another, you have also become a foundational pillar for this yagya, and for that, we are truly grateful. I extend my heartfelt thanks. I frequently express this with sincerity, and I have deeply experienced its importance. In my meditation, I have always felt that the contributions of mothers have been immensely significant, right from the very beginning. After about a year and a half, I entered a period of deep contemplation, questioning what I was doing here. Situations and tests come our way, and you don't instantly become a knowledgeable yogi. Whenever I sat in Baba's room, I found myself reflecting deeply. This time was intended for Baba, and you were encouraged to engage in yoga during this period. Make it a point to visit Baba's room whenever you come to meet him so you can fully immerse yourself in the experience, especially in the afternoon. Sit with your eyes closed. I'm talking about Gyan Sarovar. In Shantivan, this happens all the time. Sit with the treasurer and listen to the coins jingling. These coins represent the abundance we receive. Simply close your eyes and recognize this vast ocean from which we receive our nurturing. A coin falls, another coin follows, and then yet another coin drops. By tuning into your innermost emotions, you can perceive how God is lovingly nurturing you. I speak with powerful words, with authority, and with great trust, asserting that even at this time, 80% of the spiritual activities are being carried out by mothers. All right, brothers, although you may be physically engaged somewhere, this is perfectly fine. However, at this time, 80 to 85% of the mothers have a strong sense of devotion. Mothers who are yogis, all the mothers who have aligned themselves as companions of God and are tirelessly engaged day and night in various services to make India venerable. To such dedicated and noble mothers, a very special and heartfelt Vande Mataram. So now, everyone is invited to call upon our beloved Baba with love and devotion, and then we will listen to the divine words of Baba. Om Shanti. Today is March 8th, 2025, and these are God's elevated versions. Once there was a simple brother from a village. He found a seat in the bus, and as soon as he got on, he occupied a seat that was reserved for women. So he was sitting there with his small container, as well as a larger container and a pot. Then a stout and motherly woman came forward and said, "Get up." He asked her, "Why should I?" The brother, who was selling yogurt in a pot container, replied to her. I approached and said, "Son, this is our seat." He questioned, "Why is this your seat?" I replied, "Because we are women, and this seat is designated for us." He remarks, "You are women, and so we too are accommodating and gentle, right?" This highlights the mutual respect and understanding we uphold in our community. Sweet children, bring about your own and others' welfare through spiritual service. Spiritual service. Service is directly proportional to spirituality. If you keep a true heart with Baba, you will be able to reach Baba's heart. Understand this and note it down in your chart. Children who share their daily reflections with Baba before sleeping are genuinely heartfelt and can connect deeply with Baba. What does it mean to open your heart? Share everything with Baba daily. Next, focus on performing spiritual service, benefiting both yourself and others. I strongly reiterate this point and urge all Brahmins to recognize that genuine service cannot be achieved without the practice of yoga. Whether it's your Madhuban, your center, or your home. Even the maids at your home are serving. There are many maids in Madhuban too. They work harder than us, often 9 to 10 hours, sometimes even more. Our brothers and sisters are told to do extra service. They serve for long hours, eat the same food, wash the same dishes, and clean the same spaces. Why don't they accumulate the same merit? Because there is a difference in the level of penance between them and us. So perform spiritual service. True service cannot be achieved without meditation. Nowadays, many people, especially, have mistaken hard work for service. However, hard work alone does not equate to genuine service, because serving God will definitely bring its own reward. This is certain because when done with that feeling, it brings the fruits of service. Who can strive to be truly self-respecting? List the signs of a self-respecting person. Those who possess a deep and unwavering affection for their studies and for Baba can strive to become self-respecting individuals. Why do we engage in study? It is for those who have a deep love for the goal and then for the Father. No one ever told us that our Father is indeed our Father, but through His boundless love, His nurturing care, and His deep feelings for us, we come to realize this truth. And from their sacrifice, we understand that no one else can nurture us like this. In this way, Baba is. People often ask how to say the Supreme Father is the embodiment of light. Outsiders ask this many times, so come and experience the sustenance. Only those who have unwavering love for their studies and Baba can strive to become soul conscious. Those who are becoming soul conscious inherently have love for their goal and Baba. And what is the goal, as we have all devised? What is the goal of my life? The objective bestowed upon me by Baba is to transform into Sri Lakshmi and Sri Narayan. This is your supreme responsibility, and it is essential that you remain composed and tranquil in all situations. All right, Cheetal, please remain calm and composed. It is perfectly okay to feel this way. You know, today sister said this about you, mother said that, and brother said something else. All right, I'll tell you more now. If this describes you, it's time to make a change. However, if it doesn't, it won't matter anyway. A key attribute of a true leader is the capacity to remain composed and unresponsive in all circumstances, which is truly an admirable and essential trait, non-reactive. Oh, so you mentioned that about me. Did you really say that? Let them say. In the forest, there are numerous opinions about the lion. The rabbit says, "Brother, he is coming. We should run away quickly." I advise maintaining a safe distance from the deer. Personally, it doesn't make much difference to me. Do you get it? The hippopotamus says, "Show me the boys." A king is unaffected. He has his own territory and knows that he is its master. I am the master of my own self-sovereignty. I know about that, and that's all. Today, maintain a calm and quiet demeanor, avoiding extended conversations with anyone. Observe how many points you can achieve on your chart by doing this. You seem very quiet. Are you not in depression? Yes. Yes, I am experiencing what you could call a divine form of depression. I am in divine depression. I am in the depression of penance. Only penance revolves in my mind. What happens in depression? One kind of thought keeps burning in the mind. I am in the depression of world welfare. What should I do? What should I do? What should I do? Yes, I am. They will have love for the Father. Our demeanor should always reflect a sense of royalty, and this is crucial to keep in mind. You often mention, "I engage deeply in meditation and practice yoga at Amrit Vela." When it comes to our attire, we make sure that when we are with our Brhmakumaris family, we dress in pure white, appearing impeccable and spotless. But how do we conduct ourselves when we are with our worldly friends? It's crucial to remain vigilant because they observe us very closely. A friend of mine called and added us to a group a few years back, as I had previously informed you. I wrote there asking how all of you are doing, and I received so many abuses. Even the sisters were using abusive language. You need to learn some proper manners and etiquette. What kind of behavior is this? Okay, so the outside language might be like this, but what does our Dharma teach us? A brother called and said, "Listen, if you do not speak properly, I will disconnect the call." I replied, "What happened? What do you think you have done wrong?" They are intoxicated because God elevates them. We said to meditate on this word. Yesterday, I meditated on it. In yesterday's Murli, God appeared 17 times. I felt very good. God, 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 I belong to God and God belongs to me. I am studying for God and God is teaching me. I am in service to God and God is taking service from me. Focus on maintaining your connection with God through yoga. All right. Do you remember which song that is we're talking about? Dear God, this life is a precious blessing from you. If you do not take care of it yourself, then will anyone else come forward to do so? Just let it be. It is perfectly fine. God. Dadi ji really liked it when I referred to God as Baba. Even though Baba used to forbid it, I would silently say to myself, God, God, focus on doing yoga and meditate deeply on God. They are elated by the belief that God Himself is our teacher. As His children, they bring joy. The next point is to stay detached and spread happiness. They bring joy. All right, that sounds good. What is the simplest way to bring happiness to others? You don't need knowledge, meditation, virtues, or even service. But to spread joy, what should you do? You possess nothing at all, so simply remain silent. All right? Just remain silent, as staying silent is indeed the easiest way to achieve this. We will follow God's guidance. All right, Om Shanti. Children should also share their service updates. Following that, the key and prominent servers should express their opinions. Baba understands that all the dedicated children will engage in deep contemplation. In Brhmakumaris, this tradition is truly unique. Everyone shares their updates on service. I contributed in this way. This time, everyone needs to record their service updates from Madhuban and send them as audio files whenever they visit. Also, share any changes you perceive within yourself. Please narrate your service updates, incorporating your beliefs and insights. And true, special meditation is not about having a thought like, Baba, I want sweets today, and then finding sweets scattered everywhere. It does not work that way. What is the experience in yoga? The goal is to have a special experience in yoga this time and to return with a divine attainment from Baba. And those who are serviceable will engage in deep contemplation. Who should inaugurate the exhibition? What points should be shared? We will explain thoughtfully, like yesterday's topic. Some new brothers came, so I got a bit diverted. Later, the main points were explained. Reflect and understand. If you need to explain, do it with reflection. Who are we? If Shankaracharya and others understand this, they will say this knowledge is very high. The one teaching them must be sharp. Go and see if there is someone who is teaching them and speaking so extensively. When Dadi Chandramaniji's father traveled to the picturesque land of Kashmir. So, what prompted their visit, and what were their initial thoughts upon arriving? Dadiji was playing over there because they knew the way to the village, but they need to know the way to the supreme abode. She mentioned the supreme abode and explained that we all originate as souls from there. They were deeply moved by the peaceful aura of Dadiji. They were truly astonished that such a young girl could articulate so well, sharing such profound and elevated thoughts. They were curious about the source of her wisdom and knowledge. Then Baba called, and look, the entire family is here today at Shantivan, which is named on what basis? Baba, who is responsible for teaching them, does not come across as strict or harsh. They will not accept that God is the one teaching them. Those who come to inaugurate exhibitions and other events need to be thoroughly explained everything. It is important to share all the news, and it should be recorded in brief on tape. Baba was informed about the service and how it was done. Baba said, very good, very good. Nervir Bhai was in his own tune. Baba explained it well because the children did not understand. Because why, Baba? Because if they understood, they would come here and meet. All right, then Baba explained. And the next day, he explained to the old Baba very well. The old Baba came to meet Baba. He was smiling slowly while sitting with Baba. He said, yes, brother, this is how it is. Baba always says, child, those who come and meet me wholeheartedly, so do not rush to make honey. So, by filling the short, just as Dadi Gange explained to Shankaracharya, such serviceable children climb into the heart of the Father. There is also a lot of gross service. Baba's focus is also greatly drawn to the aspect of spiritual service. While there is indeed a lot of physical service, Baba's attention will be directed towards spiritual service. I repeatedly stress the significance of such service. Spiritual service with the soul, in the memory of the soul. Which soul am I? I am a soul. Which soul am I? Otherwise, it cannot be considered true service. It is merely a pure action. However, it is important to note that a pure action is valued 10 times more than an ordinary one. A single act of pure virtue can multiply 1,000,000-fold. It brings immense benefit to many people. Indeed, there is well-being in every aspect of life. There is benefit in every action, and this includes the preparation of Brahma Bhojan as well. You see, I can make a few adjustments here and there to improve things. There is welfare in preparing Brahma Bhojan with yoga. When food is made by those immersed in yoga, there will be peace in the gathering. Brother, please come quietly and observe if there is a sense of peace in the dining area during the special service. Stay immersed in the journey of remembrance. When someone comes, explain to them right away. Baba knows that those who are capable of serving can also guide others. These individuals are frequently called upon for service, and it is they who truly touch the Father's heart. Therefore, those who engage in service truly rise in the heart of the Father. Baba's attention is focused entirely on the serviceable children. So, what is a serviceable child? Are the 108 definitions of serviceable children acceptable to everyone? 108 definitions of service. All right, let's go with 53 for now. Okay, 5, 6, 3, and 8. You need to aim for 8, isn't it? Fine, let's settle on 35 then. Okay, 3 and 5. You do not need to be overly strict, all right? Let's keep things straightforward without overthinking. I knew this was going to happen, and it was certain that the child dedicated to service would achieve at least 35 points, without a doubt. If that doesn't happen, then it is not easy to inculcate this on your own, because the disease of ego from half a cycle is severe. Very few make solid efforts to remove it. Many do not reach the stage of becoming ego-free. Baba explains that children, becoming ego-free requires great effort. Becoming truly humble requires great effort. Whether you are experiencing yoga or not, the reason remains the same. Whether things are wasteful or progressing, the reason is the same. Whether there is surrender or not, the reason is still the same. Tell me. Any such thing that is happening or not happening in my life, in my spiritual effort-filled life, what is the reason? The one reason? Is there a lack of yoga? Why is yoga lacking? Why aren't resolutions strong? Go to the first chapter. The first chapter is dedicated to understanding and recognizing the true nature of the soul, as well as the Supreme Being, who is referred to as God. But Mom, you don't recognize me. You are not my mother. Just as you recognize a scooter by its make and color, you will naturally choose to sit on the one that you are familiar with and feel comfortable using. Baba says that overcoming ego and becoming soul conscious is a demanding journey that requires substantial effort. Even if someone only sends a partial message, it indicates that they are attentive. This attention is significant. So even if the message is incomplete, it is acceptable because the focus and attention are what truly count. If Baba isn't available, then Bhaiya will share a few insights. Just listen, as the focus is on taking some action. The tension of becoming soul conscious is reduced for many, and those who are soul conscious will be very peaceful. So today, as we meditate on self-respect, I, the self-respecting soul, in the divine company of God, will merge both self-respect and the essence of God together. I am the soul destined to become God's right hand, filled with supreme self-respect. I am the highest self-respecting soul who is with God. God is always present with me. I am doing God's work. God is performing His tasks through me. I am chosen by God, who was compelled to choose me because I am so good. How can one not feel the connection and essence of yoga in such a state? You may not feel like getting up and will just sit there. You won't engage in much conversation because your love for the Father will be so strong that you won't feel the need to speak. When you do not speak much, people often ask if everything is okay. Just let them know that all is well, which is why you prefer to remain quiet. What would be the precise definition of love? You love someone very much, very much, very much. What is the exact definition of that love? Baba speaks in his thoughts about renunciation. Everything begins with sacrifice. What is truly given freely? Only through God's grace do we receive with care and devotion. As I keep repeating the garland of love, I become one with Krishna, and with every breath, I immerse myself in the remembrance and meditation of my beloved Krishna. He and I are indeed one, as we are both Shiva God. Today, the seed stage is stable, and here in the physical realm, it is not just about tears alone. Neither of you are saying anything. Baba advises us to remain steadfast in a single thought without forming attachments, as attachment is a very different issue. 99% of those who love remain silent. Love is such a beautiful definition. Love is such a beautiful gesture, just like I learned from God. Let love be free. If it is yours, it will come back to you. Baba has guided the Brahmins. I wish to convey that my love for you is profound and unwavering. Please feel free to share with me whatever it is that you seek or desire from me. For that, these things are needed. If you want to come for coffee, join the Murli in the morning. If you want to go for a walk, come at Amrit Vela. Now you must attend. Then after that, free. They are seated, patiently waiting, believing that everything good will come. 420 has not come. The next day, he still says nothing. In the same meeting, every day, he waits. And every day, Lord Shiva waits patiently and then leaves. Regardless of whether you wake up or not, the Lord always makes sure to come to your meditation place. True love is characterized by freedom. Let it go, and if it returns, it was always yours. If it doesn't, it was never meant to be. I feel a great sense of joy when I recall my college tour. During that journey, I discovered that visiting temples was not something I particularly enjoyed. You might have seen someone who went to Mathura. There is a large gate with 2 guards. In front of it, there is a tree. Under it, a person is sitting and crying. The true definition of love, silence. So their love for the Father will be such that words cannot describe. The soul should feel such joy that no human has ever felt. Even Sri Lakshmi and Sri Narayan lack this knowledge. Only you children have it, as God Himself teaches you. God is teaching us, and only a few among you feel this intoxication. That state should keep one in the Father's remembrance, known as soul consciousness. However, it does not last. Those who remember have a very royal character. Whether it is waking up, sitting down, eating or drinking, I always make sure to provide you with specific guidelines for each of these activities. Consider all your personal possessions. Can you offer them to God for His divine purpose? If so, this is the essence of true royalty. At this moment, whether you are sitting here at the center or somewhere else, your bedding is right there. And as Baba wanders around, he unexpectedly visits your colony. I need some rest. What should I do? So, seeing this much, the child's bed is here. Let's move it a bit. It should not happen that seeing your bat, the speed doesn't double. Baba says, run away from here, because that is royalty, that is conduct. True honor is found behind the scenes, while everyone performs in the spotlight. As children of God, we should ask the gopis about the divine praises. You need to wake up at 3:30 a.m. Even if you wake up at 4 a.m., make your bed first. In the army, this is a basic rule. First of all, make sure your bedding is properly arranged. Even if there are 4 or 5 of you, remember while you are doing this, there should be a system. Those who are like Kurd and do not remember the Father, they do not rise in Shiva Baba's heart because they do not engage in remembrance. Sometimes our mothers and brothers end up being late for Amrit Vela, and you can instantly recognize their presence from the divine rhythm of their footsteps. Brother, you are late. Why are you disturbing others? Walk calmly. If you are not in Sri Baba's heart, You can't be in Dada's heart either. If you are in their hearts, you will be in his heart too. The Father knows each one of us. The children also understand the service we do. Anyone can see how much service we do. Children should have a strong passion for service. Some also love establishing centers. Some have a passion for making pictures. Baba calls them knowledgeable. I hold in high regard those wise souls who remain immersed in the Father's remembrance and are ever ready to serve. When you pour water on a hot griddle, it sizzles and jumps. This is called splattering. You do not perform any service or follow the Father's instructions. The Father knows where and to whom service should be done. But due to body consciousness, you follow your own dictates. Therefore, you do not rise in the Father's heart. Even in the time of ignorance, if a child is disobedient, he does not rise in the Father's heart. Such children become spoiled in bad company. In this spiritual path, those who dedicate themselves to service are beloved by the Father, whereas those who neglect service receive less of his affection. Janaki Dadi, known for her unwavering dedication to service, frequently visited the yagya. In the beginning, Baba did not even give breakfast. One day, after conducting a Murli class, Dadi started having breakfast. When Baba came, he asked what she was doing. Dadi replied that she was having breakfast because it was not prasad from the Murli. So Dadi says that day is today, not a single meal without service. If I do not create anything, how will I be able to consume anything? Thanks to you, I also end up benefiting from this. Those who serve here are dear to the Father. The Father won't love those who don't serve as much. They will study according to their destiny. Nevertheless, who will be truly loved? There is a principle, right, brother? You children have come into being, and now you might be disabled, lame, crippled, deaf, or blind. As a father, I am bound to love you. But who will be genuinely cherished? It will be the one who is good, healthy, strong, and productive. Can a child earn? Throughout your life, you have likely observed many parents who continue to care for and love their children, even if they do nothing. Where else could they send them? But still, who will receive the love? Baba will say, according to their destiny, they will study. But still, who will receive the love? That is the rule, isn't it? The rule is the rule, isn't it? Good children will be called with great love and told that they bring a lot of happiness. You are not a burden. Today's Murli introduces the term not pitas. I am the beloved of God, the Supreme Father. What kind of child am I? I am a dear, loving child. I am a child of the loving Father. This can be a focus for meditation. I am not just a father, I am responsible. I am not just a father, I serve. I am not just a father, I learn. I am not just a father, I am for the family. Among the souls who nurture, I am the loving and ascetic father. Those who fail to remember Baba lack a deep love for him. We should aim to cultivate love for Baba, not just for Dada. This affection is tied to the degree of our body consciousness at that moment. Dada's affection means that you should not love the body. Shiva Baba has just explained that if you love the Father, you will love Dada. If not on Shiva Baba's heart, then not on Dada's. If you don't connect with the Father, you won't with the grandfather. Wisdom tells us that time is fleeting, but we cannot rely on our bodies. Accidents can happen while sitting. Someone can have heart failure or fall sick. Death can come suddenly, so we cannot trust our breaths. There is also practice for natural calamities happening now. Heavy rains can also cause damage. This world is indeed full of sorrow. The world itself is the giver of sorrow. Even the Father comes at such a time when there is great sorrow. Rivers of blood have also flowed. Even rivers of blood must flow. These words are meant for those who fail to make an effort and have caused immense suffering to other souls. The entire drama of karma philosophy runs on karma resolutions. Resolutions themselves are a form of karma. At the end time, I often mentioned 1947. During the partition, for 3 years, daddies and 300 young sisters stayed on 4 to 5 acres. Consider the matter of touch. No one even looked up. Based on penance, auspicious God happened. What is in the beginning will be in the end. My penance will be. In the end, Lord Shiva will keep you in great joy. Baba will give you a divine vision and show you heaven. For us, it will be a brief but intense meditation. In your penance, you are finding joy while also bestowing liberation and eternal freedom upon the world. We should strive to make efforts for the benefit of our 21 lifetimes. Baba repeatedly emphasizes the goal and objective for attaining the ultimate welfare. Many people do not even show the zeal for their own welfare, so what kind of words do they speak? Those who do not have the determination to bring about their own welfare, tell me, what excuses do they make? They say, we will do it, there is still a lot of time left. The schedule is very busy, so I will only be able to participate in the meditation briefly. What is theirs will become everyone's, and what is mine will be. There was another term that we created here, and whenever someone among us, such as our friends or the youngsters here, happens to miss Amrit Vela, we do not directly tell them that they missed it. Our brother Vikas, who is responsible for handling the laundry for us, often brings a lot of humor to these situations, making light-hearted comments and ensuring everyone feels comfortable. Missed Amrit Vela? No problem. There are still 40,000 years left in the confluence age. No problem. Come tomorrow. Right now, you are a child of the confluence age, so leave behind the indulgences of the past era. Baba points out that many do not have the determination to secure their own spiritual well-being. Even though Baba is here narrating the Murli, the mind remains focused. They live with the dedication of those who are committed to service. Here, the mind is engaged in learning, but it focuses on serviceable children, giving them spiritual energy, helping and supporting them. Not from 19, but from the year 2015. In this period, Baba is delivering the Murli, and all of a sudden, his voice experiences an unexpected transformation, and then the eyes slowly close. It is a unique stage and recording. You can watch it on YouTube, but you need to search for it and watch the entire Murli. Then, after a while, Baba starts speaking again, and towards the end, Nilu Didi inquires about where Baba had gone during the middle of the session. Baba had mentioned that he had momentarily stepped away because he heard the earnest call of one of his exceptionally devoted children. It was wonderful. I had the first clip, but then I changed my phone, so it got changed. I said, it's all right, isn't it? The call of the devotee. This is very important. I saw it myself and you were right there. So Baba is sitting here, delivering the Murli. They guide like serviceable children. Now, Shankaracharyas are invited to the assembly. If they weren't invited, they wouldn't come here like this. They live with great pride, so we must also give them respect and seat them on the throne. They cannot just sit with us. We need to see who is coming. We should offer appropriate hospitality. We should give them great regard, for when you are humble, you have left the throne of arrogance. So, when we first encountered Shankaracharya, who was mostly in the worldly realm, we observed that he possessed these grand and magnificent silver columns, which are also referred to as staffs or pillars. Even if they sit on a silver throne, a modest person would say, "Brother, I'm fine sitting like this. Look at how simple the Father lives." When one sat down to meditate and truly focused on Baba, tears would naturally start to flow. Such was the profound humility of Baba. When Sakar Baba visited Delhi, Word quickly spread that he was coming. Manmohini Didi mentioned that everyone was eagerly preparing to welcome Baba. But, in his usual humble manner, Baba disembarked a station early and quietly made his way to the center, where people were standing with garlands, ready to greet him. Suddenly I realized I don't need all this humorous display, with everyone parading around with garlands, each trying to outdo the other. Later, we learned Baba went to the center. Everyone followed him back. This shows how selfless Baba is. Baba and the children share a bond. It's like a worldly father with his kids. They live and eat together. Baba is the infinite father. Unlike sannyasis, you children get boundless love from Baba. Cycle after cycle, Baba's love reaches us. Baba works tirelessly to bring us joy. Sannyasis do not experience Baba's affection. At the front gate of our Pandap Bhawan, there's a statue of Sri Krishna, and right next to it, steps lead up to Brother Raju's room. The accounts office is also located there, and from the meditation hall, steps go downwards. This used to be the path earlier. So Baba was in the hut, joyfully playing with the children. Sister Chakradari recounts this fondly. So a brother, perhaps a pandit or a monk, was passing by from that side. Baba quickly ran into the hut. So Didi asked Baba, "Why did you do this?" And Baba explained, "This child will come to realize tomorrow that he was so close to God that he would have to shed tears of blood as a result. Therefore, in order to save him from that severe punishment, Baba went inside. He did not perform the devotion that grants one the access to God. So how much does God love? Even those who have no faults, meaning even those who have none, he still loves. He wants to make them his partners. You children know that cycle after cycle, we receive immense love from the Father. The Father works hard to make us like flowers, but not everyone can become one. Today, many who seem virtuous fall into vices. Baba says, if it's not in their destiny, what can be done? Many develop bad habits and disobey commands. They do not follow God's advice. So, what will become of them? The Supreme Father is the highest of all, and there is no one else like him. When you look at the images of the deities, you see Sri Lakshmi and Sri Narayan, who are also considered the highest. However, people are unaware of who made them this way. If you ask them, they won't know. They worship and believe without understanding. But they do not know this. They call you children so high, Baba. You manage the knowledge of the Creator and the creation well. Of the Creator and the creation. This tale is just between us. Don't share or try to explain it to anyone else. First, grasp its meaning yourself. Who is our Creator? The Creator of our physical body is our Father. Who is the Creator? I am. So who is the Creator here? Shiv Baba. And who is the Creator? It is me. Not the entire Brahmin family, but only me. The Murli is just for me. You often recall your abode of peace and abode of happiness, and the names of those who serve come to mind. Surely your heart reaches out to the obedient children of the Father. The infinite Father appears only once, unlike the worldly Father who is reborn repeatedly. Even in the Golden Age, you have a worldly Father, but not this unique Father. Through the teachings you are receiving now, you are securing your future position. You children understand that we are being educated by the Father for a new world, and this should always remain firmly in your minds. It is very straightforward, very straightforward. Imagine Baba is playing, and suddenly someone comes by unexpectedly. Baba immediately starts sharing knowledge with them. Do you know the Infinite Father? He has come not to recreate the old world, but to teach Rajyog to the people of Bharat. Bharat was once a heaven where these deities ruled. Now it has become a hell. Even in the kingdom of these deities, there is still hell. Only the Father can transform hell into heaven. Remember these important points. When someone comes, explain it to them clearly. They will be happy to hear that the Father has come. This is the same Mahabharata war mentioned in the Gita. The Lord of the Gita has come. Why did he recite the Gita? I am the divine being of the Gita who has come to deliver its teachings. Why? To elevate humans into divine beings. The Father simply advises, keep me, the Father, and the inheritance in your thoughts. So what is this inheritance? Because until you know the Father, you do not know me, and you do not understand your own property. How many of you know the total property of your neighbor? You seem to be aware of everything regarding my father's wealth, his profession, and even the portion that will be allotted to me. We are 3 brothers, and I have taken 33.3% of the total share, which means there is still 0.1% left to be divided. All right, understood. We have 5 boxes with 4 items each, and 3 boxes with 2 items each. I'll take 3 and give 1 each to others. You have explained everything about your father, so what does it mean to focus on your aim and objective? Until your aim and objective are clear to you, you cannot make it clear to anyone else. That is why most people say that the garland of 8 will be complete. 108, the Sun dynasty, the supreme capital. It doesn't work like that, brother. Until your studies are complete, how can the exam happen? Yes, by observing some students, it can be considered that they might come first or second. However, the final results cannot be declared just yet. And we should always remember not to underestimate anyone. Because if you underestimate someone, they will create a storm if they are a true child. We had a teacher in 10th grade. There was a student who was mischievous. Well, he wasn't really mischievous. He was actually quite good. So, one of his friends was advised to avoid his company, fearing it would lead to failure. Today, that brother, he has honored the commitments he made in his life and the achievements he made thereafter. Because when it comes to information and smartness, they are actually 2 very different things. All the blue billionaires you saw today, yes, you saw how many of them are not only highly educated, but also incredibly smart and talented. If we remember this, we will be happy. We souls are going with Baba to the land of peace. Then we will come back to play our parts. Initially, it is like studying in Sukdam. It is like attending college and understanding as we study. Then here, they will become barristers, police superintendents, and earn so much money. Everyone has their own aims and objectives, right? These goals, I used to think the same, studying equations in grades 10 and 12. Where would they be useful? Even today, many people ask, where will these equations be useful? What difference does it make? Have these ever been useful in life? Yes or no? What is the purpose of those complex equations and formulas? Explain to me, what is the benefit? Is there any point to it or not? Whether the response is affirmative or negative, can anyone clarify if there's any value in it at all? Honestly speaking, there isn't any benefit to it whatsoever. Whenever we start working with equations, when we immerse our minds in formulas, we push the boundaries of our thinking. When the mind pushes its limits, the activeness of the mind begins to increase significantly. The speed at which we think, understand, and analyze various situations increases significantly. These principles are applied throughout our entire lives, and the more you avoid entangling yourself with the mindset of, I must solve this, the more your intellect will be directed in multiple directions. So the concept of those formulas is that during the initial 5 to 10 years, you are learning. Therefore, Baba advises us to engage in profound reflection, because when you reflect and contemplate, the same points keep coming up. Brother, what should I do? Then write again. In 1 month, you will receive 1 new point, but that 1 point will carry you forward for 6 months. Here, You need to find something similar again. Now look, we sat together and the whole group came up with this slogan. The mantra is to remain silent, give happiness, and stay discreet. Fit this in anywhere. Isn't it the result of everyone's collective effort? So, how relevant is this? The more you embrace silence, the more tranquility you can offer. And the more tranquility you offer, the deeper your connection with yoga will grow. So Baba says you children should be happy. We receive this inheritance from the Infinite Father. The most important word is infinite. The infinite inheritance from the Infinite Father belongs to me, and this boundless legacy is intricately connected to the supreme rule of Sri Lakshmi and Sri Narayan. If we keep this contemplation in our minds throughout the day, we will be happy and bring welfare to ourselves and others. It is the responsibility of those children who possess the wealth of knowledge to share it. Knowledge wealth, knowledge gems. As I mentioned just a few days ago, what is the definition of knowledge wealth or knowledge gems? When you travel by train, a beggar might come to you. While making sweets, they ask, "Mother, can you give me some?" What do? You give them sweets. Why not money? You can only share what you have, right? Anything beyond your basic needs is considered wealth, indicating that it is something you have gathered. If a person has wealth and it is in excess, but they do not donate or share it with others, what would you call such an individual, my dear ones? These are the things that bring me joy and happiness. If you have wealth but are not using it to help others, how would you be described? If you have the ability to practice yoga but choose to ignore it, what would people call you? You can serve but you are avoiding service. What is it, Manush? You can serve with your mind but you are not doing it. What is it? You can give your time but you are not giving it. Who will go to the center? Baba will tell us again. If you ever hear a voice from the sky saying Manus Devataye Nama, you will find yourself immediately getting up and running without hesitation. The thing is, and if you are not giving money, it can depend on many factors, like your financial condition and family circumstances. The remaining aspects are within your own control. Food is meant to be consumed. It is hot and ready on your plate, but you neglected to offer it to the divine first, you ignorant one. If you are blessed with wealth and are sharing a meal, remember to also give in charity. Those who engage in such noble acts of service are always close to Baba's heart. Some people think they are so far along in their spiritual path that they can leave their responsibilities and go home whenever they want. While they might be skilled in playing the flute, their arrogance is overwhelming. If Baba gives them even a slight caution, they become discouraged instantly. Some have been given specific duties, such as reciting the Murli or managing centers. When they conduct Gita recitations, they become egotistical. They think, "Why are you telling us this? We know everything." To all the teachers sitting here, whether there are 5, 7, 8, or 10 of you, I say this to everyone. If there is any issue with the mothers or students, at that time, do not react, even if they point out a mistake. "Yes, Mataji, we will take care of it. If you have any suggestions, please let us know. After all, we are your children too. And if it aligns with your work, then go ahead and apply for it. Just ensure that not everyone is aware of your plans. Do not call in Hitler's village for an hour, or who knows what will happen." Sometimes sisters get very strict. Mothers also become strict with their children, saying, "Don't do this." If someone's phone rings or there's a disturbance, explain it lovingly. A venerable lady shared that she often felt a mental burden whenever she visited the center. The sister no longer says that. The sister no longer says that. We shouldn't be overly strict about minor issues. They are children, and making mistakes is part of their learning process. And everyone, reflect on your own childhood. You were not the only one causing trouble. The entire neighborhood was affected by your antics. Yet, you are still living. Baba has given guidance to a few, and it will lead to service. So if Baba gives even a little caution, it will immediately have an impact. The role of a leader is very important, isn't it? A leader is always a good listener. Our leaders are also excellent readers. One of the primary characteristics of a good assembly is that the most senior person who holds the highest position speaks last. Have you ever noticed that in such gatherings, the most senior person always comes at the end and speaks after everyone else? I request the Prime Minister to come to the stage at the end and say a few words. Listening to him will be a blessing for everyone. Otherwise, it's about singing, whether you love or reject. When Baba speaks rightly, some children get angry, some feel deep gratitude inside, while others burn with jealousy. The third concept we must understand is that, firstly, there is God. Secondly, I am not the Father. And thirdly, we must always express our gratitude. Today, we express our deep gratitude for all the divine assistance provided by Baba. Thank you for this garden. Thank you for this center. And thank you for these papers that have come. Thank you for this situation that has been given. Thank you for this body that has been given. Thank you for these divine qualities that allow me to understand you. Thank you for the strength to rise in every situation. Some children do not listen to the Murli at all. Some cannot even recite it. Which category are they in, brother? It's about half. If you do not read the scriptures, it is your own stubbornness. We have a lot of knowledge and ego. We possess a lot of knowledge, but if we act arrogantly and do not study the teachings from Baba, it is our own loss. If it is not remembered for a second, some children do not even listen to the Murli. Some cannot even do the Murli. Living without discipline means understanding the teachings. It also means revisiting and delving deeply into them. When Shankaracharya and others come to the exhibition, the service is good. So, news should be sent to everyone about how the service was conducted. They will also learn from it. Baba will consider only those with such thoughts about service to be serviceable. Today, Baba imparted numerous important points regarding service, and it is essential to document these solely from the Murli. What specific directions were given for the service, and for those whose language is different and can only type, they can write with a pen instead. A mother sent a typed message the day before yesterday. When we asked, she said she doesn't know Hindi, but she can still send typed messages. Baba always desires this. Everyone should gain this knowledge. Children should advance. He explains daily that this is spiritual service. One should love listening and sharing. One should develop a genuine interest in both listening and sharing. This interest should be directed towards uplifting others, rather than simply imposing your own knowledge on them. As soon as they see you, everyone in the neighborhood starts running away, thinking you'll start your lecture on the soul and the divine. If someone wants to listen, speak gladly. If they don't, stay normal. Take the badge and visit the temples daily. Explain how Sri Lakshmi and Sri Narayan attained their divine status and where they went. Sit at the temple's doorstep. At the temple's gate, Manisha Mataji and one of her friends went there on the first day of the Shivratri program that we celebrated. So on the first day, they got scolded. And then he told Baba that we went into service like this, and we apologized to that soul, so they would meet again somewhere. He apologized so much, that on the first day of the paper, they said nothing, and remained silent. The next day, that brother was wandering around looking for that mother. So, go and sit in the temple. Whoever comes, tell them who Sri Lakshmi and Sri Narayan are and when they ruled over India. Hanuman also used to sit in the shoes. There is a mystery about him too. Baba explains many methods of service, but very few implement them. It's all right. There is a lot of service to do. We must become the support for the blind. Those who do not serve do not have a clear intellect. Therefore, there is no true assimilation of these teachings. Otherwise, engaging in service would be quite straightforward. You are offering these precious gems of wisdom and knowledge to others. If a wealthy person comes, tell them we offer you this gift and explain its meaning to you. Baba values these badges greatly. Who hasn't worn the badge yet? Who hasn't worn the badge? The badge should never be removed, understood? Those who haven't worn their badge today must do an additional hour of yoga. No excuses will be tolerated, whether it means skipping meals, sleep, or any other activity. For any action taken during Kali Yuga, you must add an extra hour as a form of penance. Ensure that wherever you perform this penance, you do it diligently. If you are in the office, it is important to keep it in your pocket, don't you think? How can you possibly manage to keep it separately? The mothers who come to your office wear their Mangal Sutras. They have their own offices too, right? What do you think Yugal will do if he finds out? In this situation, I sent it to the office, and you chose to just put the license aside, my dear brother. So what would you say? No, it's not like that. I understand. Why do you take off your license when you go to the office? Is it because you want to show off? You are not married yet. One of our brothers got a great job from this. His package was increased threefold. As I mentioned earlier, we have a brother who wears two badges, even while he sleeps, and one of them is placed here. Sometimes he sends a photo of it, and you can see a mark on his shoulder. When he lies down, it pinches him and leaves a noticeable impression. But he keeps wearing it. It's a sacred thread. Baba said no one should take it off, brother. Do not wear this badge. It is your duty. Now go. Don't do this, but moderation is okay. These badges are highly valued. Today, practice yoga for 1 hour. Those without badges should do an extra hour from tomorrow. If someone doesn't value it, it's filled with great wisdom. However, if it's not in someone's fate, even Baba can't help. Leaving this is the greatest betrayal. Leaving the Father and his teachings brings great consequences. Becoming one with the Father and then abandoning him is the greatest misfortune. In just a brief moment, one's destiny can undergo a significant transformation. So what does it signify to abandon Baba and his teachings? To forsake Baba and his teachings implies we are Brahmins, adorned in white attire, residing in Madhuban and at the centers, yet we have neglected the Murli and forsaken our service. All right, but even if one is dressed properly, if they neglect Baba's teachings and rules while staying indoors, it means they have abandoned Baba's education and discipline. Children should follow the divine guidance. You know we are to become the masters of the world. Speak less and remember more to stay happy. Without remembrance, sins won't burn away. Since you have been adopted, your happiness should rise. But Maya creates obstacles. She makes the weak fall, those who do not follow the Father's directions. Those who do not adhere to the Father's divine guidance will achieve very little. If you don't follow the rules properly, you will get a lower status. If you follow the rules properly, you will achieve a higher status. This is the establishment of a vast kingdom. Your vast kingdom is being established, And in your kingdom, if you are taken off the throne and given a small shop to run, how much pain it causes. In your family, there are 3 siblings. The other 2 each received 2 sweets, but you only got 1. How does it feel? Like someone has robbed the whole world. Mom doesn't seem like mom anymore. She looks like a sworn enemy. I feel wronged. I'll take revenge when I grow up. This is Happy's residence and your mother, but we must uphold the principle of respect. Mom mistakenly says, "You are young. What will you do if you eat so much?" Then she says, "Now there will be a revolution. All right, there is no need to worry about expenses and such. Kumaris come and learn to make many others like themselves. This is not about fees or anything like that." The father says, "I may give you the promise of heaven, but I do not come into heaven. Shivaba is the giver, so what expenses can they incur? They give everything through him. They have been granted everything and made heirs. Notice that generally only kings are found. This is the initial instance of heaven being established across the world. Brahma Baba is the foremost example of how you should excel in every aspect. No expenses are incurred. Good morning to you, sweet children who are laden with knowledge and wisdom. The mother, father, Baba Dada sends you their love, remembrance, and heartfelt greetings. Spiritual Baba warmly greets his spiritual children with Namaste. Your speech should be very sweet and royal. You should be serviceable and perform service in a formless manner. Never become self-destructive or a great sinner by leaving your studies and the Father. The main focus is on spiritual service, and in this service you should never get tired. The primary focus is on spiritual service. Share the treasures of knowledge and avoid becoming discouraged. If you don't meet anyone to donate the jewels of knowledge, do it yourself. Review the Murli on your own, ensuring you go through it thoroughly. Today, we will meditate on God, Father Shiva, and the third aspect, what was it again? Now listen carefully to the blessing. Always remain elevated and detached, residing in your original home and true nature. Elevated, detached, and dearly loved feelings. 2 points to remember. What is the supreme abode? My section, with my Father. My objective is to achieve complete spiritual purity. Listen, the memory of the formless world and form makes us unique and beloved. We are indeed residents of the formless world. We are here for service. We are not from this mortal world. We are incarnations. Remembering this will make you detached. Those who don't understand and consider themselves householders remain stuck. Mothers often say, "Brother, we are householders. What can we do?" But calling yourself a householder means dragging yourself into the mud. Who are we? We are Brhmakumaris and Kumaris. Why do you put BK in front of yourself? I am a householder mother. Instead, put BK. Why do you put householder mother in front of yourself? Household life is a burden. The avatar is light. Understanding the avatar helps you remember your supreme abode. You will become detached. Today, the fourth yoga practice we need to focus on involves integrating the first 3 practices and then concentrating on our original abode and true essence. So what is my own abode? The highest state of the supreme abode, beyond the supreme abode. And the essence of one's true self is the highest pure soul. The slogan is, a Brahmin is someone who executes every action with purity and proper method. Purity and method are needed. Purity means it should be clear and quick, but the method is not followed. I was hungry, but the offering song wasn't finished, so I went ahead and offered the food. Baba picked up the spoon, and you took the plate away. Please sit down calmly and serve him with love. Take at least 3 to 5 minutes to offer the food with care. Baba had just started eating when you could ask if he needed another piece of bread by picking up the plate. In a similar manner, the services. It took 3 days to organize your belongings. Things were scattered here and there. Just as you keep things systematically, You should maintain that order before leaving. Okay, Om Shanti. If anyone has any questions, please feel free to ask. To start with, today's practical homework involves writing down all the service points that Baba has given us. First, we need to list these points systematically. Secondly, we must meditate deeply on the word God. And finally, we should focus our meditation on the Father with complete attention and devotion. Practice yoga with love. Be in the form of a spiritual being. The combination of these three words signifies that I am an embodied soul, not a father. I exist as an embodied soul in communion with God, not as a father. I am a soul. I am in a state of soul consciousness. I am not a body. God is with me, and I serve as His helper, for He needs my support. I embody His qualities, and am worthy of His grace, having made myself deserving. This is how one should practice yoga. First, identify the points of service. Then focus on your connection with God through yoga. And finally, express your gratitude to Him. Spend half an hour in your yoga practice giving thanks. Divine thanks for those divine powers, this divine vision, divine understandings, divine company, divine Madhuban, divine centers, and divine sisters. We need to express our heartfelt gratitude for that time, and then we must embody our true form in the supreme abode. And if you want to practice yoga in your own abode, then in your supreme abode, be in between Mama and Baba. And your true form is the supreme pure soul, and you have been given the task of writing. The writing topic was, what is a serviceable child? What are the 35 main characteristics of someone who is completely serviceable? Okay, so this will be today's practical task, and we have now completed it. Om Shanti. Let's all say thank you to Baba.